Om Namah Shivaya. We'll begin this evening with Ribhu Gita, chapter 6, verse 6. Ribhu continues to instruct his disciple Nadaga, saying, I am simply of the nature of all. I am the released. All this indeed is the Supreme Brahman. I am Brahman alone. I am simply of the nature of all. The word in Sanskrit for simply is kevala, which means, it carries a sense of only, of solitary, of alone existing. I am of the nature of all. Consider this deeply. What is it that Ribhu is revealing? To grasp the concept that your existence is a part of a greater existence is easy enough. Yet what Sri Ribhu is revealing is something far more profound. I am of the nature of all. He states it in the first person. Why? To prompt an inquiry as to who am I within you. How can you be the nature of all? How can you be the very existence of all? If you retain the ideas of a separate I and the misidentification with the body, then existence seems differentiated. One thing is called yourself and another thing not. And the most you can grasp with this is the idea of being a part of a greater whole. But this is a revelation of self-knowledge. Abandon the misidentification with the body. And what then? If you are not the body, what constitutes all? Without a body, what is the nature of your existence? Where does it begin and end? Or isn't it that beginning and ending don't apply to it? Without a body, free of the idea of individuality, you are the existence. And there is not a single thing whatsoever distinct therefrom. So then you are not a thing, and there are not other things. You are the nature, the existence, in which division is impossible. Whatever is thought of, whatever is sensed, whatever is experienced at any time, none of that has the least bit of existence apart from your existence. I am the released. He proclaims his freedom. I am the released. Freedom from the pseudo-bondage and illusion based upon ignorance. When there is release, that is to say, freedom, what is it that becomes free? Certainly the body does not become free. So what is it that is the released? The individual, being nothing more than a delusive notion, does not become free. What is it that is released? That which is never bound is said to be released when ignorance regarding its own nature is abandoned, such as self-knowledge. All this indeed is the Supreme Brahman. I am Brahman alone. All is implied. The text merely says this. All this, whatever, wherever, whenever, however, is only Brahman. Again, if the misidentification with the body and with the ego is relinquished, the significance of all this indeed is Supreme Brahman. I am Brahman alone, is clearly evident. I am Brahman alone. This refers to your actual identity. What else do you think of yourself as being? If you think of yourself as something, then there will be other things. and neither I nor all will be Brahman. But if by inquiring who am I, you relinquish any misidentification with the ego, with the body, and such, then all that you are, completely so, is just Brahman. And all has the very same nature. Indeed, the mention of I and all is quite superfluous. Brahman alone is. Verse 7. I am of the nature devoid of all. I am. I am the space of consciousness. All this is indeed the Supreme Brahman. I am Brahman alone. He just finished saying that he was the nature of all, and that all is Brahman. Now he says, I'm of the nature devoid of all. It is not contradictory. Who is it that conceives of all? If the nature of that one is known, it is clearly evident that there is no such thing as all. There remains only one illimitable, undifferentiated existence, and nothing to be referred to as this or all. When you experience deep dreamless sleep, you exist truly as I. But where is all then? There is neither all, nor even an idea of all, not even a trace of the memory of all. Yet you exist. That existence is the same now. Existence does not change its nature. With the rise of the notion of I, in the form of the experiencer, all is consequently experienced. With the subsidence of that I, all vanishes. So he says, I am of a nature that is devoid of all. I am the space of consciousness. Actually, in the Sanskrit, the sentence order is reversed. I am the space of consciousness. I am. It amounts to the same, though. What is that space in which all appeared? in which all disappears. What is that space in which your mind appears and into which your mind disappears? It has no boundary. It is entirely formless. It is not inert, but rather is self-luminous. It is attributeless and indivisible. Such is the space of consciousness. And this he identifies as I. See this for yourself within you. You are not any of the things that appear as all. You are only the space of consciousness, limitless, without beginning and without end. I am. Why not just leave it at that? I am this, I am such and such, is delusion. I am is true knowledge. I am a mind, I am what I think, I am the body, I am one endowed with senses, I act, I am born, I die. These are all delusive. Just I am is quite all right. All this is indeed the Supreme Brahman. I am Brahman alone. Precisely where all was conceived was actually only Brahman existing. Exactly where I seems to be, right there is only Brahman. All this is indeed the Supreme Brahman. I am Brahman alone. Again, what else do you consider yourself to be? If you know yourself as Brahman, such is perfection. What do you consider yourself to be? Ribhu says, I am Brahman alone. Not Brahman or the self plus something else, but just the self alone. If you considered yourself to be just the self and did not append to it any other definition, what would be your experience? verse 8. I am of the nature of only the fourth state alone. I am only of the nature that transcends the fourth state. All this is indeed the Supreme Brahman. I am Brahman alone. I am of the nature of only the fourth state alone. Only is implied. Nothing that appears in the waking, dreaming, or deep dreamless sleep state, nothing of that is you. The fourth state refers to something beyond the states, three states of mind, inclusive of their content. If you are not anything that appears in the waking state of mind, and not anything dreamed, and not even the absence of things as in deep sleep, what are you? What remains? If you are not defined by anything that appears in the three states, you are quite worldless, bodiless, without creation or destruction. You are without action and without form. That inconceivable existence, which is neither the appearance nor disappearance of anything, is in truth what you are. If this seems to be beyond the grasp of your mind, why, certainly it is so. For the mind operates with these three states. So how will it think of something beyond them? Yet existence, true existence, which is the real self, is beyond them. And that is what you are. Then he adds, I am only of the nature that transcends the fourth state. It has been called Turiya, or the fourth, by the wise since ancient times, to indicate its transcendent nature over the three states and their content. But in itself, it is not to be contrasted with anything. So he says, transcends the fourth state. Where the idea of another has vanished, the self can no longer be considered another. So it transcends the fourth state. That is, it was considered another that is transcendent in relation to the three states. But what is this self, this reality, not considered in relation to any of the illusion, but just as it is? He concludes the verse, all this is indeed the Supreme Brahman. I am Brahman alone. Thus, there is neither the three states nor a fourth. Neither the transcendent nor the transcended. There is one reality, Brahman. And that is the self, through and through. Verse 9. I am ever of the nature of consciousness. I am existence, consciousness, bliss. All this is indeed the Supreme Brahman. I am Brahman alone. Your nature is consciousness, this he declares. Therefore, you cannot be anything objective. Your nature is consciousness. Consciousness is pure knowledge, which he will reiterate in a few verses. For consciousness, how could there be ignorance? One who knows himself as consciousness stands liberated from all ignorance. I am ever of the nature of consciousness. You are not one thing at one time and another thing at another time. You are always the one same thing. That one same thing is consciousness. It is never something known, like an object. I am existence, consciousness, bliss. The threefold terms employed to indicate one self. They are not to be regarded, the three terms, as indicating three different things, or even three aspects of the same thing. It's a threefold term to indicate one homogeneous thing. And that one homogeneous reality is your nature. Existence, consciousness, bliss. If you know your existence as it is, then you know consciousness, and thus you know bliss. If you know your consciousness as it is, you know that which is existence, and you know bliss. If you truly know bliss, you know that which exists, and you know consciousness. Not three parts, not three aspects. One and the same thing, described in this way. What is it? It is all that actually exists, the Supreme Brahman. And it is the real nature of I, so I am Brahman alone. Verse 10. I am of the nature of Kaivalya, that which alone exists. I am ever of the nature of the pure. All this is indeed the Supreme Brahman. I am Brahman alone. I am of the nature of that which alone exists. Meditate deeply on what he is saying. That which alone exists. And I am of that nature. What is it that can be described as Kaivalya, that which alone exists? The same meaning is carried over into the next phrase, I am ever of the nature of the pure. Pure existence, consciousness, bliss, unalloyed with the notion of anything else. Such is the truth of the self. I am ever of the nature of the pure. That which you are does not mix with anything else at any time. Therefore, there is no coming and going for it. If we consider the world to be real, even in the least degree, the meaning of Kaivalya, that which alone exists, is missed. If one gives up the objectifying outlook, knowing the world to be totally unreal, that which alone exists is oneself. I am of the nature of that which alone exists. I am ever of the nature of the pure. All this is indeed the Supreme Brahman. I am Brahman alone. Again, are you considering yourself to be anything else? If so, why? Who are you? Verse 11. I am pure knowledge alone. I am Kaivalya. I am the beloved. All this is indeed the Supreme Brahman. I am Brahman alone. What is pure knowledge? He says that is what the I alone is. What is pure knowledge? If pure means unmixed with anything else, what is knowledge by itself? Knowledge plus the supposition of something objective comes out as the form of thought. If the objective portion would be negated so that you stand free from thought, what is the knowledge then? That knowledge is of the nature of pure consciousness. It is your identity, the very nature of I, and one cannot stand apart from it to know it or to be ignorant of it. All of the time there is knowledge, but in illusion it is conceived of as knowledge of something, of I, of this, etc. What is the knowledge purely by itself? It is consistent and it is continuous. One's own existence, or the real nature of I, is that. And because the knowledge is of such a nature, why, here lies the secret to the eternal character of self-realization. Thus the wise declare self-knowledge as something that is neither gained nor lost. I am Kaivalya. Kaivalya means that which alone exists. That which alone exists. It cannot be regarded as a body. It cannot be regarded as an individual. It cannot be regarded as any particular thing. That Brahman alone exists. Nothing else is so, from I to the world. And that which alone exists, pure existence itself, distinct from which there is nothing else whatsoever, that is what you are. Let there be no doubt about this. For this doubtless knowledge, all that is necessary is to inquire deeply, very deeply, who am I? Thereby trace your existence, which is the existence of all, to its actual nature. And you will find the obvious, that existence alone exists. And there is nothing else. I am pure knowledge alone. I am Kaivalya. I am the beloved. What is it that we love? In I am pure knowledge, consciousness is indicated. In I am Kaivalya, being or existence is indicated. In I am the beloved, bliss, Ananda is indicated. What is dear and why? If we say God is the beloved, then what is the nature of this God? If we say the Sadguru is the beloved, then what is the nature of this Sadguru? Indeed, whenever anything or anyone is held dear, why? It is natural, but why? You will find in due course that all the love you ever give is for the one you are. And if you inquire to know the self as it is, you find the beloved. All this is indeed the Supreme Brahman. I am Brahman alone. Om.